Apple doesn't move fast. It moves slow, you know? It moves with precision. And when it does, the entire tech industry shifts. Now imagine this. What happens if the world's most valuable company, a $3 trillion giant that already dominates global payments through Apple Pay and controls billions of devices, takes a decisive step into blockchain? Would it legitimize crypto overnight? Could it spark the biggest bull run in both crypto and stocks we've ever seen? Or are the headlines just smoke without fire? Today, we're unpacking every rumor, every insider hint, and every piece of evidence that points to one reality. Apple plus blockchain could equal the next market explosion. Apple's current moves. For years, Apple kept blockchain at arm's length. Its App Store policies made it difficult for developers to fully use crypto or NFTs inside iOS. But recently, cracks have started to appear in that wall. Developers in some regions can now link users directly to external websites for NFT and digital asset purchases, bypassing Apple's infamous 30% cut. This isn't just about NFTs. It's about Apple loosening its grip on how money flows through its ecosystem. Pressure from regulators, especially the European Union's Digital Markets Act, is also forcing Apple to reduce its control over app payments and commissions. This is historic, because Apple rarely shifts policy unless it has no choice, or unless it's preparing for something bigger. And then there are reports. Apple has been in quiet discussions about blockchain-based payments, including stablecoins. Stablecoins are essentially digital dollars that can move globally, instantly, at low cost. If Apple Pay ever supports them, it could flip the switch on mainstream adoption. Small steps, yes, but small steps often precede big leaps. Rumors, XRP and stablecoins. In recent months, a rumor spread like wildfire. Apple was preparing to buy $1.5 billion worth of XRP. That speculation alone sent XRP's price skyrocketing past $3 before analysts calmed things down. The truth? There's no verified evidence.
Payments innovation. Apple Pay or Apple Wallet could settle transactions on blockchain rails, starting with stablecoins, then expanding to other tokens. Digital identity and ownership. Apple IDs could evolve into blockchain-based identities, protecting privacy and verifying ownership of digital goods. Cross-border solutions. Blockchain could slash the costs of sending money internationally, turning Apple Wallet into a global remittance powerhouse. Security enhancements. On-device verification, backed by blockchain, could lock down fraud and reinforce Apple's reputation for security. Patents and partnerships. Apple could either file blockchain-related patents or quietly partner with existing payment and blockchain infrastructure providers. This isn't science fiction. Apple has filed patents before on secure payments, and it already employs world-class cryptography talent. The pieces are there. They just haven't been assembled yet. Impact on crypto markets. The second Apple confirms a blockchain move, the crypto markets would light up. Legitimacy boost. Apple's seal of approval would silence skeptics and force institutions to reconsider their stance on crypto. Price surges. Payment-linked tokens like XRP, stablecoins, and even Ethereum could see major gains. Bitcoin would also benefit from sheer momentum. Altcoin explosion. Any project aligned with Apple's vision, mobile payments, identity or security, could surge overnight. Institutional capital. Hedge funds, pension funds, and conservative institutions would likely follow Apple's lead, pouring billions into blockchain exposure. Apple's entry wouldn't just lift crypto, it could redefine it. Impact on stocks. The stock market would also feel the tremors. Apple stock. Investors would price in new revenue streams, pushing AAPL to fresh highs. Competitors, Google, Microsoft, PayPal, and Meta, would scramble to catch up, creating a domino effect across tech. Infrastructure and hardware. Chipmakers and data firms powering blockchain could see surging demand. Financial sector. Traditional banks might either embrace blockchain faster or risk losing ground. Apple entering blockchain wouldn't just be about crypto. It would redraw the map of global finance and tech. But nothing is guaranteed. Regulatory pushback. Governments could crack down hard if Apple suddenly enables global crypto payments. Volatility. Crypto markets are unpredictable. Any wrong move could trigger losses or backlash. Brand risk. Apple's reputation is built on trust and security. If blockchain integrations lead to hacks, scams, or confusion, the brand could suffer. Business cannibalization. Blockchain might undercut Apple's lucrative fees on Apple Pay transactions, raising tough internal debates. Apple is careful. These risks explain why it hasn't gone all in yet. So how do we know when Apple is actually moving? Keep your eyes on job postings for blockchain engineers or cryptographers, patent filings that mention blockchain payments or distributed ledgers, partnerships with stablecoin issuers like Circle or with crypto infrastructure companies, SEC filings hinting at blockchain-related revenue, subtle mentions in Apple earnings calls or developer conferences. The clues will appear before the big announcement. You just have to know where to look. 8. Prediction. Timing and impact. Next 6 to 12 months. Expect more policy changes and quiet experiments, especially around stablecoins. 1 to 2 years, Apple could roll out blockchain-backed payments or identity features. A direct crypto investment is less likely but not impossible. Impact? If it happens, crypto adoption accelerates by years. Stock valuations for Apple and rivals rise, and fintech, banking, and payment industries face a seismic shift. When Apple finally moves, the world will notice. Here's the bottom line. Apple hasn't joined blockchain yet, but the writing is on the wall. Between regulatory shifts, App Store changes, and whispers of stablecoin integration, the signals are growing louder. If Apple does take the leap, it won't just ripple through markets. It will surge, creating one of the biggest financial turning points of our time. To stay ahead of the story, subscribe to Prediction 24/7. We track the leaks, the moves, and the truth behind the headlines. Hit the like button if you think Apple plus blockchain could change everything. And don't forget to turn on notifications, because when Apple makes its move, you'll want to know first.